Hello everyone, you're watching Cricket Calling. I'm your host Indranil. Today is KKR versus CSK in Chippo. My God, you talk about KKR and CSK. I have that image of MS Dhoni batting, Gautam Gambhir captaining the side, and he puts all the Gambhir puts all the fielders around MS Dhoni as if a test match is happening. And over the years, what we've seen, their contests have been really exciting because they respect each other. I remember 2018 after serving a 2 year ban when CSK came back, and that year they became the champion. But the only team they were scared of, I know it because I was extensively covering those matches and all that, and it was KKR because of Russell Muscle, because Russell was in top form. They were really scared of KKR. KKR, of course, lost their track while when they couldn't probably reach the final, I think, or played the final. I exactly can't recall, but yeah, I mean they have respect, mutual respect. Even KKR has got the team overall has a lot of respect for CSK. And to take the discussion further, we are joined by Abhijit Sarkar, former CEO of Pune Warriors, Mr. Nilanjan Datta, a senior journalist. I mean, not only cricket. He's just a someone, a commentator who can do a job with all sports. Abhijit sir, uh, I mean the respect they have. We have seen it over the years. CSK, Dhoni, Gautam Gambhir, they have enormous respect for each other, isn't it?
Look, it's a tussle or you say fight between the mentor in the dugout and the mentor in the ground. So
All right.
yeah, so the one mentor is sitting in the dugout and controlling the team and guiding the team, and the way they are playing, it is
Mm.
amazing. The way they have taken that yesterday, yeah, last year's KKR and this year's KKR is a huge difference. You can see the difference. And what to say about Dhoni? Dhoni, the vintage Dhoni, he has showed while in the ground what the way he's hitting the ball. So but Dhoni is still in action, and Gambhir is not in action, but fully in action by strategies and motivating the players. So it is always an interesting fight, and that is Chepak. It is in Chepak in CSK's home ground. In last two matches, I think they have lost. They missed few of their players. Also, Fizz is not there. Patirana was not there. But whenever CSK and KKR is playing each other, it's always interesting to watch. And because now, as you mentioned just now about Russell, so Russell is back in form, and
Yes,
Russell,
that's
I
right.
think, and so the Russell is back in form, and for the it's typical Chepak pitch, although this year it is not being seen, but if the Chepak pitch behaves little bit like it behaves, it will be a paradise for Sunil Narayan. So because KKR is winning because of their good bowling attack, because of terrific bowling. So it will be an interesting match to watch today.
Of course. Mr. Datta, I mean, do you think Gautam Gambhir and MS Dhoni will be great friends ever? They respect each other. We can count on that,
See,
but
we can only speculate. Obviously, understand they are friends. They have been together for the cause of the nation. They were part of a historic 2011 campaign World Cup winning squad. What we see and judge, let's not get into perspectives of us trying to kind of dominate into the minds of two great champions. Let's salute both of them, as Objita very rightly said, the mentor of the field and the mentor on the field. A brilliant line, in fact. Look at it as a head from a headline point of view, Indranil. The mentor
okay.
on the field versus the mentor of the field. And the mentor of the field, the magic which he has brought into the KKR squad. Uh,
Mm.
we just need to acknowledge that. Many times, Gautam Gambhir, I believe he's outspoken, he's misunderstood, but I love the guy because he kind of wants to speak his mind out. Life is all about perspectives. Whether I agree with Abhijitda or I agree with you or vice versa is our perspective. We have kind of a grown up into a mindset where maybe we are not willing to listen some parts, maybe we are not kind of taught to be hearing about something which we consider a kind of a taboo. So he has been outspoken and he has been consistent enough. That's his mind. And most importantly, whenever he has gone on to don the India colors, he was there in flying colors. And whenever and whatever he has done for KKR and each one of the franchisee that he has been associated with, the fighting spirit of Gautam Gambhir is very much evident, and it's very much evident in three consecutive victories of KKR, who were till the other day struggling, and maybe at the start of the season we did not, or maybe most of us did not give them much of a chance.
True, true. But you're sounding so much like Ashwin, Mr. Datta, and Ashwin said the same thing. In fact, Ashwin, Avijit sir said that Gautam Gambhir is the most misunderstood cricketer in Indian cricket. He's, of course, not given his due. He should have been the man of the match in T20 World Cup final against Pakistan way back in 2007 and 11 also. The way he played those two knocks in the final. He's a big match player, certainly. Something which is missing from the current generation of cricketers. Your thoughts? Is he the most misunderstood cricketer, Gautam Gambhir?
Look, Indranil, just because a person doesn't smile so much doesn't mean that he doesn't have warmth. So, although he, as Nilanjan rightly said, he was a misfit for politics. That's why he was a misfit for politics. He was not able to maneuver. He is very upfront. So, like he very smiles less, but I have very frequently I interact with him. So he's very warm, very caring.
So
Whenever
why
you
don't you
need
tell
any,
him to smile once in a while?
what
Why don't you tell him to smile?
look that like you have loud laughter, so that doesn't mean you have lots of warmth. But Gambhir has
Why after my life? I mean, you have to.
so
I'm just giving a suggestion. You should talk to him and tell him to smile a little
look.
more.
Maybe if he would have laughed like you, he would have not scored that
What do you
90
mean?
plus
I
runs.
never scored in my life. You're
That
insulting me. You're
you
insulting my
you
cricketing acumen.
you barge in the with amongst the youngsters, teenagers. So that is not advisable for you nowadays. So anyway, but you should not
No, no,
forget
no.
that
Age is just a number. Sorry, sir.
no,
Age is just a number. MS Dhoni is the best case possible,
then
best example.
then you go and join RCB. RCB needs you. RCB needs a baller like you actually. So I think you should better not join RCB. So but we should not forget because we were all there in the match. I think you and Niranjan was we should never forget the 90 plus score which we scored in the 2011 finals. The grit and determination which he showed. If he would have not scored in that top of the order, what would have happened? You
True,
never know. So
true.
he has always performed. He has showed his performance whenever India required it. Look, I'm very tempted because yesterday, while watching the match, that person was very much discussed because that is also related to the World Cup. That person's name is Vijay Shankar. He is keeping on playing. If there was a not lack of senior player in the GT team, Miller was not there. Then he should have taken. When else will he will show his potential? Still, he's being backed. He because of him, a senior player was dropped in 2019 World Cup. He played that semi-final. I was there in the ground. Then he was didn't perform. And see what and still people are backing him, and he's still lacking his. I am not envious that he's minting money, but still, that they are still not performing and playing. And look at this person, Mr. Gautam Gambhir. Even after he has left playing, wherever he goes, look at the team of LSG. The base of the team has been formed by Gautam Gambhir.
Very
That's
well said.
why that the whole team, either Badoni, who selected Badoni, who brought out Badoni from Delhi circuit, Gautam Gambhir. If Mayank Yadav was selected from the Delhi circuit, Gautam Gambhir. So on that basis, whatever that financial discussion happened between LSG or KK, that's a different issue. But today, LSG is
In
hitting.
fact, to all the viewers, I would love to tell them that last year when he had a fight with uh, Virat Kohli and there was a sanction being issued, there was no contract between LSG and Gambhir. He was absolutely not paid anything. That's what I understand. Probably he was because it's nothing comes free here. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. There was something, but there was no financial direct dealing, and they had to actually frame a contract after that sanction. So that was interesting. But Mr. Datta, I want to know from you, if Gautam Gambhir is that good, why is he not being considered to mentor Team India? I often wonder because they are thinking about MS Dhoni, they are thinking about Ashish Nehra in white ball. Why not Gautam Gambhir?
Entirely my personal opinion, because I'm not in any position to be giving any comment on that. It's totally my perspective. See, selection of a coach dip is kind of, you need to gel, you need to be taking into consideration the comfort zone of the administrators, the team management, and in when you speak
Yes.
about Indian cricket, a certain section of players, without naming any, it's about the comfort zone of each and everyone clubbed together, that plays a major role, as I understand, in the selection of the national coach for the Indian senior men's cricket team. That goes for many a team sport, across all sports, across all nations, across all continents. So, does Gautam Gambhir is, if that is the case, I speak from my perspective, he's a misfit out there. But is that the reason? I cannot vouch for it, because, as I told at the outset, this is entirely my perspective. Will the players, if you now you look at the situation that Gautam Gambhir comes in and takes over the reins of the national team as the national coach, will the players kind of welcoming or want him to be there, or maybe someone else which they are comfortable with? Will the
Yeah.
selectors also want him, or maybe someone whom they are more comfortable with? Will the administrators want someone who's point blank on their face day in day out, or rather go in for someone, I won't say who they would be able to control, but they would be much more comfortable with? Maybe that is the situation. But the other part of the coin also mentions that LSG, after spending so much of money to get into the IPL, why did they choose Gautam Gambhir? They could have gone for anyone all over the cricketing world, not just India.
True. True.
KKR, when the chips were down, they did not go anywhere. They entered into a contract or whatever it was with LSG and brought in Gautam Gambhir. Why? So that speaks about the credential of that individual. As again that famous line, I'll take that line forever. Abhijit Das is mentor of the field. Obviously, he cannot play right at the present moment. That's my 2 cents in the reel to answer your question.
Absolutely. But when you think about KKR and CSK, both have contrasting style of functioning. KKR, their policies perform or perish, and CSK, whereas, is quite patient with failures, and that's why they are being able to create a cult culture within the fraternity, IPL fraternity. So KKR, I mean, where they treated Kuldeep Yadav, for instance, even Dinesh Karthik recently spoke about it, how he had to sort of go and speak out to Kuldeep that you're not going to be playing, and there was probably it was not a nice and pleasant conversation. And the way, I mean, you have to back players, and that's the culture. Probably with Gautam Gambhir coming, KKR will change. So they need to understand that it's all about having players of different mix. You'll be in form, some will be out of form, and this format is so simple. You need only 5 deliveries, Punjab, to get it to strike form. 4, 5 sixes, and that's it. You're in form. Abhijit sir, your thoughts on this?
Look, I will try point out an interesting observation. The
Hmm.
player, the coach whom you are mentioning, who I think mismanaged Kuldeep Yadav, is now the baseball coach, famous as a baseball coach of England team, Brendan
True, true.
McCullum. You know,
Yeah,
he created that famous code of numbers from the dugout, and they used to show the number, and the fielding used to be formation used to happen on the field as per the direction from the dugout. So he
yeah,
tried to create lots of innovation, because where the camera is to be directed instead of the ground towards the dugout also, that they were also in the limelight. I will say interpret in that sense.
mm,
So same goes for Grand Flower. So Grand Flower is also a very famous famous coach. He is a successful coach internationally, but they didn't get along each other. Gambhir and Flowers didn't get along each other. Whatever differences happened, there was huge differences which happened, which I know, and because of which he also complained to the management, and lots of things happened. Now he is with RCB. I'm not saying it's Flowers' fault, but the team formation is also like that. But basically, in IPL management, the players management is totally different. Players from different part of the world converge, and the dressing room, if you are not managing them well, they will not perform. So
True.
simple. For example, I am giving us again an example going back to yesterday's match between Mumbai Indians and Delhi. All of a sudden, out of the blue, Romario Shepherd mentioned also, I especially practiced and whatever goal. In 4 hours, they scored 84 runs. Anyway, uh, Delhi is famous for their death over bowling that they showed again
Yeah.
yesterday. In
Yeah.
4 overs, 84 runs Mumbai scored. And Mumbai, nothing has changed but one player. Because that performance, whatever, was he motivated, was the coaches, the support staff, or the captain, or the senior leaders
Yeah.
of the team. That innings made the difference. Otherwise, the Delhi also scored 200, 207 or 208 runs.
Yeah.
So
True.
one
True.
player, one or two players, if you are able to manage in an IPL T20 match, that makes a huge difference. Like Sunil Narayan this year, the form he is, the way he's bowling, the way he's batting, that is making a difference. Venkatesh Iyer last year was not performing. He's again back in form. And
True.
again, one more thing. There is one more observation about KKR. There is Gautam Gambhir, who is, I think, in the IPL successful captain. I will call him a now successful coach. And there is another person, Chandrakant Pandit, most successful domestic coach, but he is a disciplinarian. People are complaining against him. And both of them working together. If they work together, and let me tell you, Indranil, if they are working together, there will be a deadly combination. If and they are on the auction next year on the same floor with KKR on the auction table, I think they will form a perfect team. In this team, if they are making this team perform, this is a deadly combination for the IPL. Chandrakant Pandit from domestic circuit, fully active in the domestic circuit. Gambhir, who knows the psyche of the players. He is a masterpiece. The way I think he's a personal scouting. He knows his personal scouting capabilities. So he's either he's Vijay Dayar or whatever other players who is advising, and he does the right selection that we are seeing in the case of LSG, and now the way he's tackling the KKR players.
Absolutely. I'm talking about yesterday's match. It was a double header. Mr. Datta, feeling bad for Delhi. You're in Delhi, and Delhi is really all over the place. What do we do with Delhi?
Bring in some rain. It's getting hot, man. At least if you can, some hailstorm. It's getting hot. You cannot walk in the sun already, and it's only April 9th or 10th, I guess, today. So that's
Yeah.
it. See, man, this is again my personal
Eight.
perspective. You were chasing how much? You were chasing around 234, right? 234.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
who are your best batters? Why is Prithvi Shaw, entirely my perspective, why is Prithvi Shaw
Yes.
sitting in the dugout for so long? You have him. आपको उसको खिलानी है, चालनी है आगे. You know what he's capable of. But obviously I understand there's a thought process which went into uh, the selection or determining the batting order. Okay, we preserve him. But there's also the other way around. 234, आपको, you cannot be chasing on any given day. So had it been 200 a par score, you can strategize or kind of determine or put in the X factor earlier than the other. Why is Rishabh Pant coming in so late? Why? When I don't know.
True.
Mitchell Marsh, you sometimes
Porel,
need to, in a
Porel is
big
ahead of him.
moment.
Porel is out ahead of him.
I will.
So what's
I
sort
will
of
observation. One observation. You mentioned the name of Porel. Sorry, Nilanjan. I will
Please,
just
please, Gautam.
uh,
Please, sir.
just because you mentioned Porel, I want to give my observation. Porel, this is the way when you put what role a player has to play. Initially, Porel was given the role. You come and score in 10 balls. You score 20, 25, 30 runs, and your work is done. Now he has been upgraded to number three. His role was different early on. He's coming at number 6, 7, score 30 runs in 10 balls or 40 runs in whatever, which he performed. Again, now his role has changed. Yesterday, he came in number 3. He scored around 41 runs. And one moment he scored around 30, 35 runs. After that, to settle down, he was uncomfortable because all of a sudden his role has changed. So there has to be consistent role. If Abhishek Porel has been given a role, you just because a senior player wants to come on that particular order only, he's comfortable with that order. The other player has been upgraded, and his role all of a sudden changes. So if that is, but there are two greats there sitting there. I'm just pointing out. Maybe my observation is wrong. Niranjan, I will agree with me or not. I will like to ask him also. Or if you keep on changing the role of youngsters, is like him, then they will also not perform, and they will not
No,
perform
no,
for the
no.
team
And the
as
fact
well.
that, Mr. Datta, the fact that Delhi, I asked you, you want some rain, of course, but the fact that they went in with, I think, four wicket keepers in the 11. Tristan Stubb, Rishabh Pant, Porel,
Kushagra,
and then Kumar Kushagra. I mean, they have
Kushagra.
beaten Indian team. I remember Indian team also played the 2019 World Cup with three keepers, I think, Dinesh Karthik, and there was probably KL Rahul also. Also, yeah, four keepers. So, yeah, I mean, what are they doing? Don't they have batsmen? Pure. I mean, what are they doing at the auctions all these years? Saurav Ganguly, Ricky Ponting.
Well, means what are they doing? Sometimes we tend to complicate the simplest of things. As Abhijit, the simplified what I was trying to elaborate a bit more. He simplified it brilliantly in very short, during a very short duration. Why are the team or why is the franchisee trying to get complicate things when it can be done in a very simple fashion, and it baffles all logic purely because two of the greatest of our generation are sitting there in the dugout. Both have been world champions. Dada did not win a world champion, but he was a world champion to all of us, and he will always be the mentor of the recent modern Indian cricket. So you need to be a bit more patient. You need to be looking at the orders which you have. You need to have someone like a Rishabh Pant or a Mitchell Marsh coming in regularly, giving a certain role to them, certain responsibility. All of a sudden, you cannot expect someone, as Dada very rightly said, a rookie like Abhishek Porel to coming in and change his role and expect him to do it. Can he build an innings? Well, it's for the two greats to understand. Maybe we believe we are trying to understand, but we do understand a bit, obviously not to the level of the two greats who are sitting out there. Maybe sometimes things can be simplified a bit more than making it a complex. In an endeavor to show your X factor, it shouldn't be coming at the cost of a team. When the team needs to get into the autopilot mode, and when required, then put in the X factor depending on the situation, depending on the opposition.
Very well said. But Mumbai also played it quite smart. The fact that that booing bit was getting too much, they got all 18,000 kids to watch the game, and the booing just disappeared. You think it'll come back? Abhijit said. Now they have got off
No,
to a start.
no, they have. I think in Mumbai will bounce back. I think the way Madhwal and Mumbai is bowling, the only thing is if Piyush Chawla, they need a spinner. If he bowls well, then I think they will bounce back. The
Why
batting is.
don't they dial my number? I often wonder.
Then there will be. I think they will be thrown out of maybe thrown out of the IPL because the moment this a player like you enters, then
All right. But I
your
can
friends
play
in
as
the
an
BCCI.
impact player the way I'm bowling, really.
You are a compact player, but overall, not impact. Overall, body is full quite compact, and which the people after seeing will distract the other players. So that
All right. Point taken. All
so
right.
so I think Mumbai batting, if they as we have discussed in the past also, they need always for being bowling being bit weakened. They need always 15-20 runs more, which happened yesterday. So they have to do that. Tim David back in form. Rohit Sharma, the way he's playing. I think Krishan was also reasonably good. So if the batting is good, they have to score 15, 20 runs more, and I think they will be able to bounce back because they have shown that trend in the past also after losing 3 or 4 matches at a stretch and then bouncing back. And the type of support staff they have, and they had gone to Jamnagar for a rejuvenating session, and that rejuvenation was being seen of the camaraderie amongst the players, including from Hardik Pandya and Ishant Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav and Rohit Sharma, all buzzing together, sitting together and interacting. So that was being seen in and the way they were celebrating when Romario was hitting. So it's a good sign for Mumbai. I think I am worried about is what I'm worried about is Delhi also is an important team, and so the why they are not performing like Mukesh
Why
Kumar is in.
important team? He has stakes in them.
No, because Indranil Basu sits in Delhi and is not.
No,
Instead, him is
I am a
there.
Lucknow. I'm a Lucknow man because I'm in UP. I'm in Greater
Lucknow,
Noida. I'm
Lucknow was
supporting
also.
Lucknow Super Giants.
You
The
have to.
Lucknow
You have no
Cricket
option.
Academy is owned by my friend. It's just next door. So I am with Lucknow. Please.
That is UP. That is UP. You are not, but you
I'm
have
in UP.
you,
Uttar
no.
Pradesh. I'm in UP. I'm not in
You
Delhi.
have biases towards Delhi. So anyway, but you are a loser. What can I get? I'm sorry to say that. So you have to be called a loser. Delhi is a loser nowadays. And
No, no,
Mukesh
I'm
Kumar
in
is
UP.
injured.
You're getting it wrong. Just
So
because you're
whenever
sitting
Delhi,
in Lucknow, that doesn't make you a hardcore LSG fan. I have a Lucknow Cricket Academy where I go and talk
look,
to the cricketers. You see, I'm
look,
also
you have
doing my mentor's role in a little way.
that's the advantage the Noida people have. Whenever they have to change, they will change to Delhi, and when they will change, they will change to UP. So sitting in Noida is very smart of you to say that.
Yes.
So that's that advantage you have taken.
And
But what I am
affordable
saying,
housing. Also affordable housing. That is also there.
but Delhi can afford better players. Why doing working in that affordable housing scheme? With the way they are changing, keep on affordable housing, keep on increasing the amenities or decreasing the amenities. So they have full potential to add more and more amenities to the team, firepower to the team. But yeah, that is also true. Mitch Marsh is injured, Mukesh Kumar is injured, Kuldeep Yadav is injured, but and Harry Brooks backed out. But I think that some more interesting US player, Australian player has come. He was in the field yesterday. He was as a sub. I would like to see him play. Well, I don't know how he'll play, but he has performed very well in the Big Bash League. So, but there is like I told you, like Romario Shepherd has changed the whole scene. Delhi also needs one like that, and like in London said, somebody has to take the lead. Leadership doesn't mean only the captain. When you are batting, a person who will take the leadership role, who will pace the innings. Abhishek Porel, either David Warner has to take, either Rishabh Pant has to take, somebody senior has to take the leadership role in the pacing the innings. Somebody in the bowling department, like Bumrah, is taking the leadership role in the Mumbai bowling attack. Because of him, he's inspiring the other bowlers to bowl well. But there is no leader, like you say, Nokia in last 5 months, he has played only 4 matches. He's looking absolutely rusty. So who will take the leadership role in the bowling department? There has to be a person who has to take the leadership role while batting in the batting department. Who will pace
Very
the
well
inning?
said.
Who will plan the inning?
Yeah, it's not about being the captain also, but look at the best case example is of course LSG. Mr. Datta, KL Rahul, of course, still in that runner ball kind of T20 mode. But look at the way the entire team is functioning. The fact that Mayank walked off the pitch because of niggling pain, and look at the way Yash Thakur decided to put his hand up. Look at the way Kunal Pandya, who doesn't turn the ball on a placid wicket, getting those 3 wickets. Look at the way, uh, I mean, the catch to dismiss Williamson, and it was a low scoring match. Williamson could have been quite handy. The way Ravi Bishnoi took that return catch, one-handed catch, one of the best catches we've seen in the season. So it's not about individual, which RCB really needs to learn. Individual can't win you a game. It's look at the way they have performed. All of them have performed, and all are performing. It's not like that. Last two matches, LSG won because of Mayank, and Mayank went missing all of a sudden. Still they won. So this is what we call a good team, right, Mr. Datta?
Yeah, very much. Responsibility. Responsibility is the key word. There are two aspects of a players as I always look into it. One is, okay, you have a contract with all good intent, you come out, you play, and you go back, you're not affected by anything, sheer professionalism. The other part, when you go beyond that, is the emotional aspect, the attachment which you have, which comes from your mind and heart, and brings in that responsibility to pay back that club or the franchisee, not just in cricket, but across all sports all over the world. That makes great players. The others are good players. It does not mean what Ovijita very rightly said. David Warner, the responsibility needs to come from him. He doesn't need to prove anything to the world. But with the team, the chips are down, the desperation sinking in. 20 overs. We need you. The team needs you there, not we. The team needs you there. Now, okay, you are doing your level best. You go, I go out, I play my own natural game. I don't care about what happens, what is happening. I have a role. But beyond that, that extra effort or that extra inch of responsibility, and that can turn any team, any mediocre or average team, history of sports आप देख लेंगे, into world beaters. There have been so many examples, and there will be many other more examples in across all sports in the next few years or the next century or all. So that what is required, that separated Lucknow Super Giants, and that did not come to the forefront as I see it for Delhi Capitals. Desperation needs to creep in. When your back is to the wall, you cannot go any further back. You need to come up and take up that risk, whoever it may be, as Dada very rightly, Abhijit sir very rightly points out. Who's the leader out there? Someone needs to. Now, that's what the team management needs to regulate and make the players understand. Also, for the senior player to for them to realize and say, okay, I put up my hand up, boss. We are much better than this. We deserve much more better than this. We can do much better than this. Are we here to play this sort of cricket and be bashed by each and everyone? Come on. Who takes that up that responsibility? Having said that, it's not to say that the players do not have intent, but it's that extra mindset, that extra step, the walk along with the team.
True, true. And captain has to lead from the front. Captain is leading from the front in terms of when he's on the field. He's a good fielding captain, Mr. Shubman Gill, but he's not able to bring in that consistency as a batter. People are praising him sky high, from former England captain Michael Vaughan to former Indian captain Sunil Gavaskar. All are going gaga about Mr. Gill's leadership skills. But what about the batting? I mean, how do you see GT shaping up? Abhijit sir, you're in Lucknow, you met all of them. So what are they saying? What is the gossip going around that match, which was quite a thrilling one last night?
Look, they are injury prone. Actually, Miller is unfit, and
Hmm.
Shami, they lost Shami. They have lost several players. They have lost Hardik Pandya. So
Yeah.
they are trying to, in spite of their limitations, they are trying to fight out, like Mohit, the way Mohit is bowling. Yeah,
Hmm.
their worry is Rashid is yet to be back in form. He's rusty after coming back from injury. A player needs to settle down. If
Yeah.
those two bowlers bowl, that will be good. But I will definitely not agree. Although Will Williamson is a great player, when because in the second inning, because of the dew, the wicket became a bit sticky. And if I compare, they have Matthew Wade, okay, who made him the world champion in T20, and he's a good T20 player. If you have Matthew Wade
Why are
and
you not
Williamson,
making him play?
yeah, instead of Williamson as a he was a sub. You could have come. They would have brought in because they lacked senior player in the order in the middle order. So if Matthew would have come, because they were under pressure, they were not able to score against the spinners. So Matthew Blair is quite adept in spin and pace both, although not so good as Williamson is. But Williamson is a test and one day cricketer, not a T20 cricketer. Yeah, of course he's a player who can pace the innings. Because of that, he may have been preferred. But in this scenario, because when Miller is not there, and most of all the senior players are not there. All are newcomers, and they have only the greatest, one of the greatest player like Vijay Shankar in their batting lineup. So they.
Why you're targeting an individual like Vijay Shankar?
No, no. If for so many years,
You are
look,
targeting,
Riyad,
sir.
and I'm not targeting because look, Riyad Parag was backed by Rajasthan Royals as a youngsters. Now he's performing, showing the result. Shankar is being backed since the 2019 World Cup. I have yet to see innings from him. Which he have made his franchisee won, win a match, maybe one or two. I don't remember. I am not able to recall. But I don't know why they didn't select Matthew Wade. I think they bowled really well. And as for LSG, the LSG knows how to, in spite of scoring 160, as you rightly pointed out in the Nidil, I was very surprised when I was watching the ground the way, because look, LSG has batting down till 8, 7, 8, 8 or 9, even 9. Why was Rahul and Stoinis so strike rate were playing the strike rate of 125, 124? You rightly pointed out. And they could have easily scored. They could have at least been brisk enough. They would have paced the innings more faster. Because of it, the pressure came and they scored only 163. But still, credit
Okay.
goes to them. Mayank not being unfit, they were able to, they know how to defend. That is the sign of
All
a
right, all right. We'll
cohesive
see
unit.
how it goes today. We are running short of time. We have to wrap it up. So before we go, just Mr. Datta, your thoughts on who's going to be the X factor quickly before we wrap the show tonight. CSK versus.
Let's go for a left-handed Rinku Singh.
All right, Rinku Singh. So our team, of course, if you're playing fantasy cricket and making 11, our suggestion would be Travis. Of course, I beg your pardon. There's so many teams. Actually, we'll start with Rachin Ravindra, Sunil Nareen, Shivam Dubey, Ravindra Jadeja, Pathirana, Mustafizur Rahman, Rinku Singh, as Mr. Datta pointed out, Andre Russell, Ankrish Raghuvanshi, Mitchell Stark, and Varun Chakravarti. These are the guys who should make a lot of difference tonight. Let's see if they can perform to their potential. Of course, it's going to be home support for CSK. They'll be really loud. And we've seen MS doing spending extra hours in the nets. Probably he will come up the order. That's what we're looking at. Thank you, gentlemen. Mr. Datta and Mr. Abhijit Sarkar for coming on the
Thank
show
you.
and of course enlightening us on the match tonight between KKR and CSK. See you there. See you then and take care. Good day and keep watching and enjoying IPL. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Nilanjan.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Vijit sir. Thank you. Indra, thank you.